think people underestimate what it takes to shoot
Mm-hmm.
a show under a pandemic. So the day the city shut down, we had our auditions for Love Undone. So March
Uh,
13th of 2020, we had our auditions, and a week before that, we had our last production meeting. So we were ready to film that next month, right? So we
yeah.
filmed, and then Corona said, "Nope."
Pause. Pause.
And like James, Sonia, and Sophie and I had like maybe no lie a meeting. We met a few times, and then we started meeting every other week to discuss, how we gonna shoot the show. I
Mm-hmm.
we went from, oh, in my,
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest with you, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be over in a month. We'll be back, right? No, that's not happening.
Not happening.
We thought of the Gap episode, so we did the Gap episode. I think that was like September, October. We're like, okay, we'll be ready to go in January.
Mm-hmm.
From March to January, that was a long time. And then that's when like the second surge happened.
Mm-hmm.
Cases were going up. So we was like, nope, we can't do it then. And we had, a lot of actors were sort of nervous to come back. So if you've been following the show for a while, we had one casting announcement, and
Yeah.
then who didn't want to return, so we had to recast those. Recasting maybe 8 roles, so there were 8 new people. And, like, it was a blessing. But anyways,
We
um,
need you.
and I think from there we sort of the vaccine was out, so we sort of,
Mm-hmm.
okay, well, we can sort of determine how we're going to do this. And there were meetings around, how are we going to get people on set? Like, what would the procedure look like? And
Okay.
yeah, so yeah, it was a long, long, time from March of 2020 to
Mm-hmm.
2021 is when we actually shot the show. So
Okay. And before we go on to the next question, I want to give a shout out to the entire directing team. Joseph, Sonia, James, Sophie, y'all did that, okay? Like, these storylines for directors win. Like, these storylines, they fit so beautifully blended together, and that's not always easy dealing with multiple personalities. And you guys made it work. You guys came together as a team, and it is going to be so beautifully executed. And James said in the comment, nervous. Yes, like I can only imagine the nervousness of, especially being a research student. I saw firsthand that people were having a hard time booking locations and not even knowing if they can shoot their film in those scenes because they weren't available because of the pandemic.
right.
And but God, no, but but no, it came out better. It came out for the better. The actors and actresses came and they did their thing, and the teaser is just proof of that. In the Gap episode, I went live. I reacted to the Gap episode. It was brilliant. It was realistic. It was it was juicy. It was V8 splash for those that were thirsty for some more unconditional love. And my next question is going to be, I don't want to be that person, but I feel like I have to ask. Do you have a favorite character, or you rather not answer?
I can, yeah. Um, uh, who is my favorite? I would say I have a favorite character to write for.
Okay, that's good.
I have a favorite character that I like watching, if that makes sense.
Yes, no, because that's how I feel too. Like, so this is the same. Daniel's my favorite. Well, he's kind of okay. I'm a simp for Daniel. He's my favorite character to watch I guess he's my favorite character. I'm rooting for Daniel. But Juanita, the things that come out of her mouth, it's like, hold on, mama, wait a minute. Because
Right.
it's like, imagine if your mom said those things, you know, that's what I get like, oh, so that's how y'all be feeling. Okay.
Right.
You know,
Right.
but I just want to, yeah. So, okay. So so I understand that dynamic.
Yeah. I also think Daniel is my favorite to watch.
Yeah.
Not only because I created him, but because he is so complex and has a lot going on. He's my favorite to watch, right? Because you don't know what he's going to get into.
Right.
Determined, successful person. I think my favorite to write for in Love Undone, like let's just keep it Love Undone. I think my favorite to write for, honestly, was, well, I won't say it because we haven't met a lot of people, so I won't say
Yes.
people who transition over. I really had a great time exploring who Tori is on the paper and also who Jeremiah is, because like from where we left off of Jeremiah, you know, he was the brother again. He was in the background. I really had a good time sort of figuring out what part he plays in the family and all the residue of, you know, him coming back into the family and what that looks like. But yeah, I think my favorite to watch will always be Daniel. I don't know if it's because
Yes.
yeah, definitely to write for it in this one, Tori and Jeremiah, but to watch definitely Daniel.
Okay, that's good. And I love that you explained it. And okay, I just want to do this. I want to say hello, Maya. Maya is in the live, and I just want to say hi officially. We haven't met. How you doing, girl?
So for those of
Thank
you
you.
who know, she plays Tori Bell
Yes.
and was acting her entire ass off, and y'all would
Yes,
her,
that's it. Okay.
uh,
I'm all the excitement is inside, girl.
acting and be episodes. I don't gotta say no more. You will see when it comes out. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, those are sort of my three.
Okay, and then now this is kind of you as a director, as a writer. How do you stay motivated to write? Do you ever catch writer's block? Do you ever, was it a long process? Was there times that you were kind of like, well, I don't know if you want to answer that, but how do you stay motivated as a writer to become that the director sees the finished product, but what do you do as a writer? Especially that advice is for me too, as well as I'm finishing up my writing course.
Yeah, I think for me, it's when the characters are speaking to you.
Okay.
So what was different about this is I knew when we were filming Unconditional Love that I wanted to do love. So, you know, you go to bed and these characters are in your mind. Like, I kid you not, for months, I would be thinking of stuff like, oh, maybe I want to go here. Maybe I want to go there. So I think that's what motivated me. And then, you know, having all this alone time sort of during the pandemic really inspired me to dig deeper with the show. But they were like, I've been writing this show years, and
Mm.
there in 5 versions.
Oh
Two,
wow. Okay.
two official ones. So there was one version um, that started off. I won't say what it was about because
Okay.
I still might use some of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The I almost thought it was too similar to Unconditional Love. So then
Mm-hmm.
we have to scrap this. Like, stick to what you wanted to do from when you said you were going to do a spinoff. So from there, like every other week, I was rewriting. Every other week, I was like, nope, this character needs more. I just think it's really when you have a connection to these people. Like, for example, I've been with Daniel for, again, 5 years. I've been with this character. It's like, what is he saying to you, and what do you want to say about him? So I just think it's like
Yeah.
self-motivated. It has to be something you really love or care about, or that's bothering you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, there were some days where I was like, I do not want to do this. Like, I'm not someone who writes every day, even though they tell you
Mm-hmm.
write every day. I'm not, because some days I'm like, I don't want to do that. Like,
Right.
you just want to be like, okay, I'm ready to be on set, but like the work that comes before it, you really have to. I think when you care about what you're doing, it sort of, I guess, pushes and motivates you to keep.
Okay, awesome. So what you care about pushes you to do more. So, and I appreciate you answering that question. There's a lot of writers and people that work with literature and art around us and surrounding us, and that's just motivation to just keep going. I love that. I echo that. I need that shirt. Keep going, and especially during the pandemic, there's new things about us that we all figure out that we love about us. And I'm so thankful that you were able to go ahead and write out Daniel, because Daniel, Tori, Juanita, everyone has something to say. And from the teaser, you received that. You received that this is not Unconditional Love. This is the spinoff. And you guys will know Love Undone. And you guys will know, as I say in my reaction video, come on, preface it. The love is going to be undone. And
I
you
like
are ready for some.
like
Okay?
it because a lot of people, and even like in my groups, people were like, well, where's this person? Well, where's
Mm-hmm.
this? Well, where's this character? And
Mm-hmm.
obviously this is new, so people will know. But the teaser was done by design, right? So you don't
Yeah.
see Daniel, you see him once. You don't really see Taylor, you see her once. The
Mm-hmm.
teaser really designed to promote that this is what the show is. The show is about these two couples, Tori and Cameron, and Juanita and Rufus, and this is where we're sort of going. So people
I
know
love
that
that.
this, oh wow, they're really, exploring other characters. Yeah, because it's
Mm-hmm.
a different show. So I really, when I made that teaser, I really wanted to, and I hope people caught that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
this is about two new characters. This is new. So when you come back, you're not gonna see everybody you saw in Unconditional Love. I explain where people are, but we keep it sort of at that, right? So,
Yeah.
uh, yeah, it's funny you brought that up, because it is. When you watch it, it's like it is a different show.
That's the reaction, that the overall reaction, because when they get my video to 10 likes, I'm dropping the reaction video. That's the one thing I felt, honestly, as a viewer. Oh, this is a different story. Yeah, okay. And I'm here for it. There's not one character I don't want to know more about. And yes, I appreciate that. And thank you for giving us that tea, that it was planned and strategically planned, that you guys know, oh, this is, who it's going to be focused on, and
Right.
this is a new direction. And yeah, so that is awesome. That's really creative. That's super talented. And yeah.
I'm glad you saw that, because I really wanted, I
Mm-hmm.
really that way. So I'm glad.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm thankful. I think earlier in the live you said that the Tori ended up having the affair. And then if you're like me, kind of, you, okay, like didn't make it to the last episode of Unconditional Love, I was like, hold up, who is he? Because I was already like, who is you? Like,
Yeah.
but I love it. I'm here for it, because this is realistic stuff we're talking about. And yeah,
It's
Kim, yes, this is
that
really real.
messy. I'll give
It's messy, yes.
we were set one day, and we were filming a specific scene. I won't give any spoilers, but we were filming a
Mm-hmm.
scene, and I called cut, and I was quiet, and everybody was looking at me like I was crazy, because I was real quiet, and I said, "This is messy," and one of the actors wrote it. I'm like, yeah, but when you write something and then see it, like when you see the
Mm-hmm.
book, like, damn, this is really, like, these characters are making some decisions. But like you said, it's life. It's real.
It's life, it's reality. It's like, oh wow. And don't let you be like, don't have like, if something is too relatable, you kind of like, nah, that wasn't me. That wasn't me. I didn't go through that. No, that's how I look. Like, so no, not that I have been through any of that, but no, when I seen that, I was like, hold on, you know, who are you? They're supposed to be fixing this. Who are you? But I'm glad, because now